Too late.
Let
Okay.
there be light.
We're live. It's already happening. Get the light.
All right. So before we begin this episode of the Nerdcast, I would like to encourage everyone out there that if you enjoy this episode, to share this with your friends on social media. This way, we are able to help grow the community here in Edmonton and keep everybody up to date with the latest news and information regarding the geeky people, groups, and events that happen in and around the city of Edmonton. Also, if you or anyone you would like or anyone you know would like to be featured on our show, please feel free to contact us over at northernnerdnetwork.com. Now, let's get on with this show. All right, so welcome back to another edition of the Nerdcast. My name is Dan Schessel, and on today's edition of the Nerdcast, we have, of course, the one, the only, Chelsea Thompson. Say
Hi,
hello.
guys.
We also have our very special guest with us today. I know one because I've been talking with Dan earlier. But I actually have not actually. I should have probably done that beforehand. Dan, who's your friend?
Well, live show, live introduction, right? This is Jordan Ward here, my cohort from PowerCub.
Woohoo.
Hello, everyone.
We do
Double the
improv
pleasure,
comedy
double the
together.
fun.
Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even 2.5 times.
Maybe.
Awesome. Well, like I said, just before the show started, the video for me, because I have a window right next to me, is going to change throughout the episode. So we'll see how we end up with our video end of things. But if you're sitting here listening to this episode, you really don't care at all about that. So whatever, you should watch it as well. Get the full experience. Really.
Indulge all your senses.
That's
Smell
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, smell. Yeah, you can.
I don't know,
right away.
Dan. There's something to be said for the dulcet tones of your voice. Just like listen to it podcast style with your eyes closed.
Yes, because I probably put you to sleep. All right. So we will get to talking about some of the stuff that PowerClub is up to. But first, we'd like to start each and every episode off by asking everybody how their week was. So we're going to start with our very special guest here. Dan, how's
Nice.
your week?
My week was great. You know, it's been a super fun week, actually. We're preparing for Edmonton Fringe, so I've been doing a lot of work for that. And yeah, sneaking in a little Fallout here and there.
Ooh, still on Fallout, eh?
Still on Fallout. Yeah, you know, with the mods, the game's crazy, so.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Fallout. Oh, I'm kicking my mic around. That's the nice thing about Fallout is that with the mods and everything else like that that's out there, it just keeps refreshing itself.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. I'm at like 20 days played here at this point, so.
Mhm.
That's 20 straight days too. Just
Absolutely. No sleep, no rest during that time. Marathon.
all right.
And yet you look fresh as a daisy.
Oh, thank you. That's far too kind.
and because I was actually switching my headset earlier, I forgot the other other guest's name.
This is Jordan here.
Jordan.
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 Okay.
Jordan.
I won't forget now. I will actually write that down on my hand with this pencil, which is not a
perfect.
way to do that.
That's what his parents did too. They just wrote down his
Yeah.
name on the hand so they don't forget it.
Yeah, with a pencil.
Yeah.
They don't believe in pens.
Yeah. It was actually
Very
Josh
strict.
initially, but it just kind of rubbed the and now it's
So Jordan, how was your week?
My week was good. Yeah, I've been excited on all the stuff that we've been working on. We've been planning a Star Wars series of performances, which is super exciting for me because I love Star Wars so much. And Been catching up on a little Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
Good call.
So you
Are you
playing
getting
on the
ready for
Switch?
the
Is that-
new?
I just want to know, is the Switch version?
No, this is the Wii U version.
I'm on the
Wii U
Switch
version.
version
He's on the
myself.
Switch
Yeah.
version. He's
Oh,
switched
you're on the
over.
Yeah, I'm switching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you find your Switch? Did you pre-order it way back and then you?
Yeah, pretty much got a pre-order, and that was it. That was all she
Okay.
wrote. It's a very good story, as you just heard.
Well, there's a lot of people who have pre-ordered and never got there. So
Oh, that's
It's-
crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
We had a lot of crazy encounters like for pre-orders because we've been pretty habitual with Nintendo consoles and stuff like that, right? And
That's
you
true.
meet some interesting characters in the pre-order lineup.
That well, it's, with Nintendo, I find especially there are some very hardcore people that are very hardcore about Nintendo, and they have to be able to get the new systems and everything else that goes along with it. But not only that, they
I
are
was just gonna
very
say
deep
super
into.
fans who have
Oh,
a
yeah.
giant wall of art behind them, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those-
something like
those
that.
types of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
that's
the
awesome.
your wall of artwork is amazing, FYI.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, some Smash Brothers stuff up there.
I love all the consoles.
really
I
fond
love
of
all the
the-
consoles.
I'm really fond of the Mario and Luigi behind you as well. That's my.
Oh yes.
I cannot. I don't know how many hours I spent. Probably at least 20 days on on playing Mario 1. So yes. Anyways,
Oh, no doubt.
I'm sure that's well over that actually over the years, because I
Oh, yeah.
continually go back to it. I got the nice little Nintendo the mini,
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool.
and that's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. They do have the Super NES one coming out, which is the
I
one
saw
I'm
that
like,
as well.
Oh,
With
that
a new
looks
Star
awesome.
Fox game. Very cool.
yes, with the Star Fox that was never released. Like it was finished. It was done.
Unfinished, but never released. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's crazy. I know.
You think they're gonna have like a mini N64?
Oh, that would be amazing.
It'll come.
That's what
It'll
we really
show up.
need. A mini N64. That's what we really need.
Just give me a GoldenEye machine again. We'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
That and Mario 64 and
We'll be set.
awesome. Well,
N64.
were you guys a big fan of N64 growing up at all?
I loved it. I
Oh,
thought it
yeah.
was great.
I can't. I'm on my laptop here, so I can't turn the camera around. But my N64 is still hooked up. Got everything ready to rock at a moment's notice. So
Nice.
I typically have my N64 always hooked up. However, at the moment we moved in not too long ago, so if I do turn there's my closet of
Oh, yes.
stuff. It's mostly old game consoles and
All your consoles in the Tupperware. All of them.
they're all in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of like a really it's just a huge mess in this room. This is like the final room we've been working on, which means we haven't been working on it because we've been doing every other room in this house, getting that moved in. So I'm hoping that sometime in the next little while we'll finally move in to here.
So this is basically the room where you just like push everything from the other rooms that didn't kind of.
Well, no, not because this is a very specific room. This is where all the technology and just anything that has to do with like TVs, computers, gaming, consoles, podcasting.
Nerdcast studio stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Nice.
that's where this one lives. Everything else stays away. I don't want it. Comic books can also come in here as well.
You're basically describing the room Jordan and I are in right
Yeah.
now. That's kind of the same deal. So
Yeah. And eventually, because as you could tell, the walls are quite bare in here. There will be something on there.
all kinds of fun goodies.
We
all
will.
the sweet comic book art you get when you go to cons.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on today. Chelsea,
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
how was your week?
My week was pretty good. School is done, so I am off for the summer from chasing around the small people for a little bit. So that's good. But I kind of embarked on a fun adventure. So Thursday was my first day on set doing some background work, which was super fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those of you who have watched and listened to the show before know that I'm a big theater and drama nerd, and that's sort of my background. And I do stage combat and fighting stuff. And I have mentioned my boyfriend before. He's a stuntman. And so he's been trying to convince me for years that I also need to hop on the film and TV train being out here in Vancouver. So with having the summer off from school, he was like, you should really do it this summer. And I was like, okay. So I signed up and had my first day on set on Thursday, which was super fun.
Awesome.
That's really
So-
awesome. Yeah, fun.
So can I ask you which show or what thing are you working on?
Yes, so it's an ABC series called Beyond, but other than that, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, no cameras and extras holding. If they catch you with pictures, you're in big trouble. The usual.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, that's exciting.
So yeah, and I get to go
We'll be able
back.
to see you in the background of something sometime.
Well, maybe
Well, Beyond.
if I make the cut, if I make it through editing, maybe. But I get to go back. I'm back another day this week for some continuity shots. So, hooray!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, we've been going through a bit of a heat wave here in Edmonton the last
Indeed.
little while. It's been crazy.
So your week has been very hot. Dan?
It has been very hot. I did. Yeah. So I work outside all the time, right? And
Mhm.
oh my goodness, I'm like, why do I do this job again? Oh yeah, money. That's right. I forgot.
For the lovely new house you just moved in.
That's right. I have to pay for it somehow. So yeah, I'm outside a lot, and I'm kind of. It's been crazy hot, and I was really hoping that it was gonna have a big storm today, and it doesn't look like that's happening. It just kind of seems to blown over. As
Well, it is Edmonton. Give it 15 minutes and that might change.
this is true. I'm looking out the window right
That's
now.
very true.
And because I do, like I said, there's the window right here, and it looks very blue out there. So, it's black this way, which is where it was, where I was hoping that the storm was coming, but it's now not.
It's passed by.
It just went right by us. It's very sad. So, I don't know what that means for my job tomorrow. It'll be another hot day.
Well, aside from being cooked alive at work, how else was your week?
Oh, yeah, my week was great. Okay, so I believe you guys all know about the movie that just came out this weekend, Spider-Man.
Homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to see it?
I did. I took Neo to go see it on Saturday morning, not Sunday. Today.
And what did our junior correspondent think?
Oh, he loved it. It was okay. So I want to just say right now, this movie, it was perfect. I've gone to a lot of movies in my lifetime, and especially for Sony, I haven't been a huge fan of which way they've been going with a lot of their, like the way they've done Spider-Man in the past, the way they've handled a lot of the properties that they have. But because they brought it into the Marvel universe, it's amazing. It's exactly what I wanted, and it's like I didn't know I wanted this Spider-Man specifically, but this is the Spider-Man I want, and it's awesome. I cannot stress enough how if you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll go see it. No, go see it, because it's really good. And if you are like any bit of a nerd at all, and you know a little bit of like the lore and stuff like that, and some of the Spider-Man's characters that he fights and stuff, it has a lot of those characters in it, a lot more than you would think, because I mean they have the one big bad, which is the Vulture, which is played by Michael Keaton, which I look at him, I'm like, that's Batman.
Birdman.
Yeah,
Birdman.
He's also
Exactly.
Birdman. Yeah. But
Also
he's still
Stuntman.
he's
One
still
of the-
awesome. Like I just love the way he is. And he's perfect for the role. And the way that the story and the humor, I caught myself laughing out loud consistently throughout the whole movie. It was just perfect. I just cannot stress enough how perfect this movie was. So I will probably go one more time just to verify, because I like to do that if it's really good and I'm like, yes, was it hype? Was it all the expectation just coming all up to the front and seeing if it was okay or if it was good? So I go and verify again. But for right now, I'm saying it was awesome. I had such a great time. So funny, so good, so good. Yeah. So yeah, that was my week. That was in a nutshell. That and a lot of outside activities, which is crazy. I don't know why I did that to myself. Yeah. That's it. So we have with us Dan and Jordan.
From PowerCub.
That's
That's
right.
right.
So, what is PowerCub? What do you guys do? Why are you here? Why are you on the show with us? Tell us a little bit about what it is and what you do and why you're here.
Sure.
Sorry, can I just say one thing first? Because it was really cool
Absolutely.
there. The internet stuttered and you kind of sounded like a robot for a second. So that was
Yeah.
really cool.
We're a big fan of robots.
But please, no, we can answer the question also. That's
We did the whole
No.
episode last week. with
Last
her
week, something about my connection made me sound like a robot the whole episode.
the entire
So
episode.
You should
I
just
was
roll with
like, I just
think
need to like buy into that and just like talk in a robot voice all the time.
Yeah, we'll get you a
Exactly.
voice modulator, and we'll work this out.
Yeah, it's future proofing because robots are going to be a key demographic. Like
soon
That's
enough.
right.
So you may as well have it on
That's
the show
right.
now.
Skynet is coming.
That's right.
We need
be
to get in
stopped.
good with our robot overlords. You know,
Yeah.
We
when
have
they're
had a
doling out
whole
slots in the people zoo. You want the best one possible, right?
Exactly.
we had a whole
They're gonna be
running thing there
upset.
for a long time where we were saying, that we would talk about robot news, and I mean the way that they're coming. I'm telling you, it's happening there.
Yeah.
Well, on our podcast, we make it all up. It's all improv. So our podcast, we do a lot of robot fake news. So like things that may affect robots, things that could affect robots in the future.
Hmm. Things that may have been instigated by robots. You got to watch them.
A lot of things
That-
like that.
Yeah.
We do a lot of robot stuff basically on that. But yeah, PowerCub, we do improvised sketch comedy. So we aim to do like a Kids in the Hall style show, but make it up completely off the top of our heads.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's super fun. We put a big emphasis on fun in our show.
Yeah.
Like to make a lot of people laugh, and yeah, we like to focus on sketch.
Yeah, like premise-based sketches sort of thing.
Yeah, as opposed to like linear narratives or some of the other stuff that goes on in the city. That's what sets us apart.
Awesome.
And this summer we're doing Star Wars improvised. So we're both big fans of Star Wars. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, we're hoping that
At the Fringe Fest, right?
At the Edmonton Fringe, yeah.
Nice.
Last year we did our regular show that we do, and we got the best improv show at Fringe, so we won that last year. And
Woohoo!
this year we're hoping to just like blow it up and go full crazy all the way.
Awesome.
yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess then I'm going to ask right away specifics about the show. What venue are you guys at? Where can people find you and tickets if they want to pre-buy tickets and all that good stuff?
Sure. We're at venue number 7, which is the Yardbird Suite.
Nice venue.
Very
Yeah.
nice. We had it last year. It was really great for us.
Yeah, it's got air conditioning.
Hmm.
Which is awesome.
Huge selling
That's
point. It will
important
also
right now.
shelter you from the rain if it's raining.
Yeah, it's also rainproof.
Snowproof too, probably, but
Probably. We can't test that.
They play
Unconfirmed.
jazz in the wintertime. That's a thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at the Yardbird. I'm not 100% sure when tickets go on sale, but it won't be until probably early August.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first day of the Fringe is August 17th, so they can definitely get them then.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're going to be down at the grounds basically the whole festival.
Yeah.
doing stuff and making stuff up and telling people about what we do, and they can find us there too.
So have you done the Fringe before, or is this like a first time for you guys?
We've done Fringe a couple times.
Yeah, a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Yep,
This is the first time that we're going to be doing Star Wars at the Fringe.
that's right.
But last year we were there with an improvised show as well. And like Dan mentioned, won Best Improv, had a great time, had a lot of fun. And then we've done some plays in the past as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
There you go.
just because I always ask, because we're a sucker for origin stories. So how did this unholy partnership come to pass? How did you guys meet? How did PowerCub become?
I really
birthed
like the
into
fact that you
universe?
recognized it was unholy right off the bat. I
Yeah.
really very perceptive.
Yeah.
Not many people recognize the unholiness of our alliance right off the bat.
I'm very observant. I know people.
We're glad you could tell, because if it weren't for the Illuminati, we probably never would have met.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, really.
So how did we meet? We met years and years ago. I worked with this guy's brother,
Yeah.
and we just became friends over N64 and that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, over video games, over our love of the pop culture things that we were into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just we've always kind of been like-minded individuals, so yeah, it's worked out.
And so how did PowerCub come to be birthed into the universe?
Well, we were doing improv for a couple of years in a couple of different places around town here. There's a whole bunch of companies that do it around town.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was, it's good and fun and everything, and that's cool. But we were just trying to really do something specific to us. We wanted to make sure that our voices were pushing through as well. So we decided we'd strike off and kind of see if we could make a go of it on our own.
Yeah.
We also had a TV show briefly with Shaw TV here in Edmonton until they shut down the station recently. So we like to take responsibility for that as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Single-handedly shut down a TV station.
that's right.
Mhm.
I mean,
It only
that's
took one of our four hands. That's it. One of them said, no, enough. And it was all swept away.
yeah, that's something that you could definitely put on your resume.
Yeah.
When you're going to look for other potential jobs.
Well, it's something a boss likes, right? Ruined the last company I was at.
Yeah.
Destroyers of media.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Anarchists to the bone.
Taking down the man is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So once it was formed and you guys were like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do our own stuff and have our own perspective and take on these things, what were sort of some of your first cracks at it? What were some of your first sketches and how did the television show come to be? We always love backstory and history, hearing about that.
Yeah, well, we started exploring different formats that we could work within, and we started doing like really organic work, and really got back to our fundamentals, and that's where we wanted to build our foundation as strong as possible and then move forward off of that.
Yeah, I think when we first started, we maybe tried to move a little too fast right out of the gate was something we did incorrectly. And since then, we've corrected that problem. But I think when we first started, we jumped in, we had a monthly show ready to go kind of thing right off the bat.
Mhm.
And we didn't necessarily have all the experience we needed doing marketing and promoting and all that stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, we've recently got our legs under us for that sort of stuff, and we're pushing way forward on that.
Yeah.
And for
Awesome.
the Shaw thing, you know what? It's as simple as we contacted them and said, hey, we want to do a show on TV, so just let us do it. And they
Nice.
let us do it. Yeah, so it was really cool. We had a camera crew come out for us. They edited the shows for us. It was a dream.
Well,
Basically.
And was that Shaw has the new media fund? Was that through part of that or?
No, it was the community producers program.
That's right.
Nice, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, there's so many different things. Like, there's learning opportunities pretty much wherever you're going, right?
Totally.
Us doing this show, I could tell you how many. I can't even explain how many times we're like, oh, I wish I had known that when I first started.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, you just keep plugging along and just keep growing and going with it, right? So
Well, and I think that's what makes a success too, right? Is recognizing those past things you could have done a little bit better, and then improving on them in the future, and just trying to bolster the things that you're bad at.
Mhm.
Focusing on what you're bad at instead of just worrying about what you're good at.
exactly. So I mean, what you have your show on right now, your podcast. Tell us a little bit more about what your podcast is and what it kind of does and how people can even find it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sure. So yeah, our podcast is 100% improvised as well. We usually find a premise and just like to have fun within whatever we discover. Sometimes it's like a fake news story. Sometimes it's like people who are engaged in some sort of activity or whatever. Like it's varied. It depends.
Yeah, it's basically anything we can imagine at the moment, and we try to do a logic premise based sketch for the radio. So I don't know, like two guys on a life raft, they're arguing over the last piece of meat or something like that. I don't know, bad example, but
It like our show varies so that we don't repeat sketches, we don't repeat premises really. So every time you listen, you're getting brand new comedy that's never been heard before, never been performed before. And we like to keep it exciting. It's always a surprise in every show.
Yeah, and we're on gradio.ca right now. We've been there for about a year. That's an internet station in Edmonton.
Nice.
That does all kinds of local podcasts of like all kinds of different stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So now, doing the podcast and doing your improv shows, and being nerds who consume pop culture, what, if any, inspiration do you draw from in pop culture and the media you consume, and potentially other sketch comedy troupes or stuff out there that you watch or listen to? What sort of inspires you when you're creating your stuff?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, for me, a lot is the Upright Citizens Brigade. So they're the UCB guys.
They're pretty hilarious.
They're great.
They're
I
great,
mean,
yeah.
the Amy Poehler, Matt Besser, Matt Walsh,
And Ian Roberts.
and Ian Roberts. Yeah, exactly. They're just a big influence on us. We also really admire their independent spirit, where we're trying to follow that path in a way. They saw a hole that they felt that their unique brand of comedy could fill, and we kind of see the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, I mean, we draw inspiration from like so many different sources. The Star Wars one, great example. We don't just reenact scenes from Star Wars and like throw a joke in here and there. What we're trying to do is live inside the Star Wars universe and be informed by it, but not repeat anything that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So more the underlying philosophy of the universe of or like of the world of Tatooine, right? Like not necessarily Uncle Owen, but maybe a different moisture farmer and the set of problems he might face.
Yeah. And then we like to follow logic chains. So we'll find something that's funny, and then we'll either recognize a pattern and go after that and have fun along that line. Who knows? Like it's improv, right? So it changes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically just like any kind of nerd culture of any kind. I mean, we're Nintendo fans, Star Wars fans, video game fans, Game of Thrones fans. We kind of consume as much as we can at all times too. So
yeah. But a lot of our stuff, like a lot of the stuff that we have consumed together has been like Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys listen to The Great Debaters on CBC at all?
Yeah, I've heard a bit of that. It's actually a really awesome thing. It's kind of exactly what we're talking about. We do a warm up game similar to that called the Premise Lawyer, where you defend a news reporter asks you a question and you defend the premise that he's asking you the question of. Yeah.
Listening to you guys talk about the show, I was like, I wonder, because it sounds
So it's kind of similar to that, but instead of a moderated sort of feel, we're just
it's
two Joes on the street chatting about it.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I really like, being able to do that, to take something and pick the kernels that you like and then mash it all together and filter it through the lens of your own perspective. That's really great.
Yeah, and that was another thing we just saw a hole for. Like, there's not a lot of purely improvised comedy being done as podcasts that are out there. So again, we saw the hole. It's something we love, so we thought, jump in there and put it out. And we just recorded our 50th episode a couple of weeks ago. So
nice, congratulations!
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's been awesome.
And how often did you say your show comes out?
Oh yeah, sorry. We're every Saturday at 7 on gradio.ca, and then we also upload to SoundCloud so people can check it out there on G Radio as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually send out our episodes on our social stuff too on Twitter.
Yeah. So PowerClub Improv on pretty much all social media.
And Dan and Jordan for the show.
Yeah.
For the podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of fun. I mean, how long have you said you guys have been doing this for? Just for the show, anyways.
Well, I mean, for PowerCub, we've only been doing that for maybe like a year and a half to 2 years on that.
Yeah.
But doing improvised comedy in general, I mean, we've both been at it for, I think, like maybe 5 or 6 years at this point.
Yeah.
Kind of
awesome.
refining and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now Fringe is the big one on the horizon coming up. Obviously, that's probably consuming a lot of your time and attention now. And then
A lot of hours,
yes. The thing about
self-produced
theater at the Fringe, right? It becomes your
Right.
life.
Exactly.
But yeah, and the weekly podcast. But so after Fringe passes, what else? Do you have sort of any next big things that you're looking to tackle? What's on the horizon for you guys?
Yeah, we got a couple of things we're working on right now for after Fringe.
Are you allowed to talk about them without spoil? Like, am I allowed to?
I don't see why not.
We could probably make this the debut announcement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
Let's say
exciting.
something. Let's say something about it.
Let's do it. So after Fringe is concluded, Dan and I are going to be doing a improvised rap show.
Where we'll be taking someone's life story and setting it to rap music.
Yes.
And rapping their life story in addition to doing funny sketch-based scenes about moments of their life.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be an improv comedy rap fusion.
Yeah.
And it's going to blow people's minds.
That's what we're hoping.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
All I
It's
can think of right now is epic rap battles of history. And if it's like even half as good as that, you guys have comedy gold in your hands.
well, I think it's going to be at least as half as good. Yeah. We're hoping for.
It's already
It's
blown
over.
my mind.
Awesome. Well, that's
So yeah,
super exciting.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a performance space at 9910 67 Avenue in Edmonton, and we do shows Sunday 1 o'clock.
Yep.
So that's when that will be happening. We don't have the exact date yet for after Fringe because we're kind of taking a break for Fringe to get everything ready for that.
Mhm.
It'll be probably September when that
Probably September when that starts happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
So. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So once again, just because I don't think we've caught any of the actual addresses for anything. So where can people find you on the web?
Okay. So if you want to find us on the web, you can go to gradio.ca and look at the Dan and Jordan show, or you can go to facebook.com/PowerCub Improv, and that links out to that'll spider you to everything that you need to get to, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at PowerCub Improv, and Twitter
and
Facebook, Dan and Jordan.
Awesome.
Simple, just Dan and Jordan, and that will also spider you out wherever you need to be.
Nice.
Okay. So do you got anything else there, Chelsea? Before we switch gears
I do.
here?
I mean, we've talked a lot about the show, but because we have two awesome nerds with us, we just like to chat in general about nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
So just the general question, tossing it out there. If and when you have spare moments of time in your life currently, when it's not all prepping for Fringe, what are some of the nerdy things you guys are, is taking up your time these days? Dan and I are big board game and RPG people.
Oh, fun.
Dan loves video games, comic books, movies, anything that sort of has caught your attention and is taking your time these days.
Well, I mean, I can't say enough about Breath of the Wild either. It's amazingly fun. So cool. Just blew my mind.
And you got the Switch. I mean, really.
Just the reinvention of open world games like that. And yeah, the Switch is also pretty amazing piece of technology, I got to say.
Yeah.
I've been
I'm
very
jealous.
impressed.
I'm just slightly jealous, that's all.
Oh, you don't have a Switch over there?
No, I haven't got one yet.
Well,
I'm-
it's highly recommended.
Well, and I'm like, do I really want to get a Switch right away? Because I mean, all it is Breath of the Wild. That's it.
That's true.
Which is great on its own.
It's
like,
great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's an amazing looking game, and I really want to play it. But I'm like, do I really just want to buy a machine just for one game?
Yeah, I get that.
Come on, Dan. We all know the answer is yeah, you do. The more appropriate question is, will Trina allow me to spend the money to buy a console that has just one game on it?
Well, the thing is, for the next for the fall lineup here that's coming up, it's looking pretty good. So I think there'll be definitely a few more games there that I'm like, I really should.
Well, I mean, Mario Odyssey with the T-Rex Mario. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool stuff.
I mean, just right there. I mean, you got two games.
Yeah, right, exactly. Double what the Wii U had, so that's perfect.
Exactly. And they got that what's it called, that the paint one, whatever that one was called.
Oh, Splatoons or whatever.
Splatoon.
Splatoon,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah. I mean, that looks fun, especially with my little boys. They like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, that's what's cool about Nintendo. Like, the games are good for kids, but a lot of them have enough depth to satisfy an adult too, I find.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially if you just 'cause for me, I'm like, I'll go and catch all the stars in Mario, right?
Exactly.
And I'll spend all the extra time. My kid's like, nope, just want to get it done, and just runs through it, right? And he's having a great time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, it's good for pretty much everybody out there, right? So that's the nice thing about Nintendo. It's good for everybody. So
see, I'm so paranoid when I first get a console, though. Like, you hand it off to, I don't know if I could hand a brand new Switch off to a kid. I'd be just hovering at all times, watching. Was that jam on your hands? What is that?
Yeah, I got a 7 and a 3-year-old in this house, and it's just like, yeah, it is what it is now.
Yeah,
You
totally.
gotta watch yourself. Yeah, my brother found like a peanut butter. I don't know if it was a peanut butter jam or a crayon. One of them jammed inside of his Wii U.
Inside?
Yeah, like
In
jammed
the disc tray?
That was the result of children.
Okay, well,
Okay,
they
so
come all
I'm
kinds
sorry,
of different
that's
media
just amazing.
formats nowadays.
That's right. That's just amazing. I mean, really. If they can manage to get the sandwich into that slot, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how that they managed to do that, but I mean,
Tiny
Disc tray
fingers.
there. What are you?
I mean, that's creative right there.
Children are ingenious,
It's
Yeah.
true.
terrible, ingenious monsters.
It is definitely wonderful to watch other people's things be destroyed by it.
Oh yeah.
And as someone who works with kids, I say that with all the love in the world.
Of course, of course.
Exactly. All right.
Funny.
So yeah, I mean, we're pretty big gamers around here. You know, movies, Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I like watching a lot of sci-fi stuff. I was huge into Highlander.
There can be
So-
only one.
Yeah, it was so great.
And then the Source happened.
Well, then the Source. Well, there was bad things before the Source, but anyway, Highlander kind of went sideways. But before Game of Thrones came out, Highlander was like the best fantasy series out there.
Okay, that's fair.
I think, anyway.
That's fair.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet two-handed longsword action.
Yeah,
Go wrong with that.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so we're talking with a sword nerd over on that across the.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I know we just finally. Okay, so we've had this big, huge issue the last little while with our cable in our house. For some reason, Shaw couldn't figure out how to get it to work. So for the last 3-4 weeks, we've been in and out with cable.
Yikes.
It's either worked or not worked or whatever. So this Saturday, they finally got our cable and our phone for the first time to work.
They just figured it out.
They just
Somehow.
got it. Yeah, somehow right now at this moment we got cable to work. So the one thing I'm excited is because on our last when we had our last house, we didn't get space for some reason. I don't know why my wife didn't pick it in our. It just didn't. It was just like one channel in that package. I'm like, we need this channel, and she just like, nah, we never got it. So we have space now. So I'm excited because now we get Dark Matter, and that's what I'm like. And
I don't think I've seen that one. What is Dark Matter?
okay, so
It's
Dark Matter.
a nerdy news show.
No,
Oh,
No?
okay, okay.
no. Dark Matter is a space show.
Oh,
It's actually shot in Vancouver, and it's yes, and,
Chelsea, that's your backyard.
yeah.
I know. How do I not know?
Disappointing.
About it?
So we.
Oh, Inner Space is the space nerdy news show that I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I remember that one.
So yeah, Dark Matter is it's a space show. Basically, their memories were all wiped, and they're all like on this one ship, and they kind of have to work together. It's a really cool show. It's on Netflix, so I think the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. So if you go on there, you can go watch the first 2 seasons, and then the 3rd season's just coming out now. I think, I'm not sure, because I kind of need to catch up on the 2nd season here. I'm halfway through, but the 3rd season is out right now, and I'm like, well, and I'm trying to get the cable up and running to
So you can watch it.
so I can get a PVR and everything else is so I can get it recorded. So, I don't know how far back I am yet. I haven't bothered to quite check, but I'm very excited to watch watch the show. We actually had 2 of the people from Dark Matter talk to us during the Calgary Expo.
Oh, awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. So yeah, that was on one of our podcasts way back when during the Calgary Expo. So
Yeah, the Calgary Expo is usually a pretty fun time. We've been to that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun usually. One year, William Shatner was there.
Nice.
And yeah, we went in for a picture, and I like clapped him on the back like that, and I said, "Hey, buddy," and he was not happy about that.
no, really.
Not one bit.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Aw, Shatner. Don't take yourself
Yeah.
too seriously, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too.
Yeah. Well, Calgary Expo's a fun time.
Great time.
Yeah. It's a good time.
So now, with your exceptional improv skills, do you guys RPG at all?
I mean, not too much, I wouldn't say. I don't know. Jordan, I know, played D&D for a while there.
Yeah.
But that's not really in my kind of wheelhouse at the moment.
Played RPGs before. I like anything that involves imagination or fun, or anything like that. That's why I think I'm drawn to stuff like improv, stuff like rap, like freestyling. We do a lot of freestyling stuff.
We do that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just the creative part of me that I like. And yeah, role-playing games fit right in there. Super fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm more of a video game RPG guy myself. They can think of the story for me and go for it.
That's right. I love single player games now because I'm old.
Oh, me too, man.
And I can't hang with the kids anymore on like Call of Duty and all the other games.
There's just not enough free time to do that. It's just not reasonable.
No, I can't do that. And so I like having the RPGs. So like Fallout and all those are great because you just kind of go in and you mess around in that world. Someone's already laid it out for you.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. See, but when I was a kid, though, I think having that multiplayer option would have been like, wow, this is amazing. I get a whole world of people to play against. But yeah, it's like you said, now there's just not enough time to get good at Call of Duty.
No.
Well, and it's annoying playing online with other people.
Because everybody's too good. Like,
Well, yeah.
No, they're just annoying is what it is.
well, that too, yes.
Screeching into their headsets or whatever it may be.
So when I first, when online was just becoming a big thing, I was playing Rainbow Six online a lot.
Oh yeah.
Rainbow Six 3. And that was like so amazing. Everybody who was playing that game really wanted to be there, right? They all
Yeah.
want to try. They all want to play the game. They all wanted to. They were all friendly. Everyone was nice to each other. You know, it was a whole different time. And now I guess I'm just old, but yeah, it's not the same.
The blissful time before professional trolls, right?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The early days of the internet.
The early days of the internet. Yeah. So I miss those days.
Man, it's
I-
crazy to think the internet has come so far as it's come too, right? Like it's crazy enough that we have the internet, but we've also had like a really crappy text-only version of the internet, like during my lifetime. That's just wild
But
to me.
see, that's why I'm so convinced that we're going down the Elon Musk route, and we're gonna plug ourselves into the Matrix. Look at how much change has already happened.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
we grew up internetless, and now look what we can do. It's
And
wild.
Elon Musk wants it too. So what he wants, he gets.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. He's gonna change. I swear he's gonna. The utopia is coming, and it's gonna be Elon.
Yeah.
He's-
Oh yeah.
Or he's just an evil man, and we're all.
He'll tear off his mask and it'll be
Yeah.
all wrinkly underneath. And
Like a James Bond villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we do have to get going on our events here.
Oh, of course.
But so for our upcoming events, and I should probably switch my page over. We have Drawn to Write Camp. Write Camp. We've talked about it before, but that's happening on July 19th to 21st, July 26th, 28th, and July 22nd to 23rd. And go to Happy Harbor Comics for all the details regarding Drawn to Write summer camps, basically.
If you are a grown-up nerd parent of nerdy little children and you want to encourage their nerdiness, send them to this camp. They learn how to write and create their very own comic book.
Cool. And some of it gets published, I believe. As well.
Encourage your nerdlings. Set them free into the wild world of awesomeness.
Yes.
Yeah, don't be Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. Let the Padawans go.
We also have Dark Matter coming up on July 20th, and that's we were talking about Dark Matter earlier, but this is totally different. This is the Tellus World of Science Adult Night. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's an 18 plus event only. You know, this one I believe is speed is the theme. So yeah, go check that out. Dark Matter. And then we got Pure Spec coming up at the end of the month, and that's on July 28th and 29th. Pure Spec is basically I believe they revamped it to be more
Science fiction fantasy.
science fiction fantasy. Yeah,
literary
literature. Yeah.
event. Yeah.
I believe we will be there. We will also have Brent Jans coming on our show here. I think maybe next week. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to this. But I think he's coming next week.
He's coming.
He's coming.
We'll let you know when.
Trina is the one who keeps all the guests.
Our executive producer with the mostest organizes us and keeps us sane.
Yeah. And she usually tells me about a few days beforehand. This is who you have. Make sure you get everything ready. And therefore, that's what I do. So yeah, that's happening. Pure Spec. That is happening on the 28th and 29th. I believe, again, we'll be there. So that's awesome. Moving along, we have Kids Learning Code. We're making with HTML and CSS. This is happening on July 30th at Fort Saskatchewan Public Library. Go to where is it? Yeah, go to our website. Go to northernnerdnetwork.com. We will have it up there. I don't have it there yet, but I will have it up there probably in the next little bit. When you hear this, if you're listening to this on your audio ears, we will have it on our website. So go to northernnerdnetwork.com, and there you'll find our events page, and it'll be there. All right, and then we have we're moving all the way into August. We have Animathon coming up on August 11th and 13th. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Fragapalooza, August 10th to 13th. Go sign up for 4 days of awesome gaming. And then we got Edmonton's first Lego weekend, and that's August 19th. I just clicked away from it. I don't know why I did that.
That sounds super fun.
Is Aimbot organizing that?
I cannot tell you if anybody
because the page is gone.
Because the page is gone. But I will find it again, and I'll put it up on the website. So go to northernnerdnetwork.com, and you will find it. And that is all the events that we have on the docket for the next month and a half, at least. So that's it.
Actually, there's just one more event coming up, if you don't mind me mentioning it. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
August 17th, PowerCub will be debuting improvised Star Wars at the Yardbird Suite at 11 Tommy Banks Way. So come check that out.
Yes.
Nice.
The Fringe.
The Edmonton Fringe Festival. Mm-hmm.
Yes, which is something I don't have in the calendar for some reason. I should probably get on that one as well.
No, don't bother with that. Just add the PowerCub stuff in, and everything else will sort itself out.
That's right.
But where will I get my green onion cakes and churros?
We guarantee green onion cakes and churros at every performance.
Every performance. Yeah.
Whoa.
Guaranteed may not be honored.
Objects may be improvised.
I was gonna say,
green onion cakes and churros?
That's the fastest way to guarantee sellout crowds. Provide green onion cakes and churros at your show. Your audiences will be packed.
Dan, seriously, that was really good miming on the onion cakes and churros. That's basically how we would do it. That's exactly what we would do.
Yeah, hold it as if it's a gentle baby you're caressing.
Yeah. So, I'm the newest member of PowerCub here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys so very much for coming out today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
That's it. So once again, where can people find you guys on the web?
So go to facebook.com/PowerCub Improv. That'll take you everywhere you need to be, or go to Dan and Jordan on Twitter, and that'll also send you everywhere you need to be. So those are the two places to find us.
And that is PowerCub, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Think of like Energy Bear, if that helps you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Strong Bear, Energy Bear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all we have for this week. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, so we want to thank everyone out there who listens to the show and ask everyone to share this with their friends on social media. The Northern Nerdcast is produced by myself, along with Chelsea Thompson and Trina Schessel. And that's all the time we have for this week. And I want to thank everyone out there for listening to this edition of the Nerdcast. And I'll see you guys on the next one.